Hi, so I'm going to talk about cities and urban culture, urban cultures. So, just give me a sec, and I will read a little bit of cities and urban cultures. So, the spectator's consciousness imprisoned in a flattened universe bound by the screen of the spectacle behind which his life has been deported, known only knows only the fictional speakers who unilaterally surround him with their commodities and the politics of their commodities. The spectacle in its entirety, in his mirror image, here the stage is set with the false exit of generalized autism. So that might give you a little bit to think about. Um, Remember that we have a lot of stereotypes, and there is a picture in our heads, and there is a world outside. So sometimes we need to just tear down that picture that we have in our heads and see the world as it is. And as men, we make mappings of the world. For example, when we travel to a different country, we study that country. We see how the subway system works. We learn where the museums are. So we make mappings of the world. So I'm going to read a little bit about cities and urban cultures. So, making cities fun. Cities are stages for the great triumphs and tragedies of humanity, sites for the events and interactions which define the ages. People are drawn to the city for work, politics, pleasure, crime, and conquest. They are the places of contemporary spectacle. Indeed, not only does the majority of the world's population live in cities, but also they are among the most visited places on earth. More and more it is built fabric more and more it is the built fabric of the city as much as the activities that take place there that is both the object of the tourist gaze and a marker of urban identity. Interest is the duality of the urban spectacle and the spectacle that is the urban landscape developed as capitalism became increasingly global. Production moved from Fordism to post Fordism, and postmodernism usurped the modern and the dominant form of cultural expression. In the city, the result has been a change in the relationship between its material and symbolic aspects, with attention becoming focused on consumption and the nature and potential of urban cultures, diversity and creativity and their spaces, rather than on production and its spaces. So let's think about spaces. Mm, when we think about spaces, um, for example, in Latin America, here in Latin America, there is a lot of malls. People go to malls for shopping, and those are the spaces we have. But let's think about other kinds of spaces. We could build more museums. We could build um, more theaters. For example, Buenos Aires is a good example of culture. There is a street that runs a very long way, and this street has libraries, theaters, movie theaters, and it's filled with culture. So people need art in their lives. People need, it's not just shopping and shopping and shopping. It has to, so we need to rethink our spaces. And we can make cities fun. And there was one more thing I wanted to say, but I forgot. So let's think about reclaiming our cities and thinking about the architecture that we have. In Europe, some people say there is no, people lose their identity with all these new buildings, these new futuristic buildings. So we need to think about what kind of architecture also gives us identity. And the U.S. has done a good job because they have their baseball stadiums built, thought around the American culture. So let's think about architecture, let's think about spaces, and how we can make cities fun for the future. Take care. Bye.